But the whole point of VTubing is so I don't know what you look like. If I can see your face, what's the point of being a VTuber? You're not really a real VTuber because you show what you look like. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I've seen plenty of other people who are VTubers who show what they look like. Honestly, it shouldn't be taboo anymore. Anyone still enforcing this, I want you to know you're holding back VTubers. Okay? You are holding all of us back. I've seen so many VTubers have to lose out on opportunities, sponsor partnerships, etc., because they can't show up in person somewhere or they can't do a collaboration showing their real face. They only have their virtual identity. This makes it increasingly hard for brands to be able to collab with us knowing the kind of person that they're working with, thinking that it's only a virtual character. It brings in a lot of complications when you're just trying to showcase yourself as a creator, especially if you are an independent creator. I understand the VTubers who have the luxury of corporate VTubing and they have the luxury of a company that is helping them with all of the VTubing, the art, the branding, merchandise, etc. It's so much easier to remain anonymous when you have a company doing the networking, marketing kind of stuff for you. But if you're an independent, you just don't have that luxury. And like me personally, I'm someone who I just don't foresee myself ever joining a company of any kind. I've tried, I've done multiple VTuber auditions. I've been begged to be brought into a VTuber company, and I told them no because they weren't willing to let me continue being me. They wanted to, for one, force me to become a completely different VTuber. The whole point of my VTubing identity is my VTube model looks like me in real life. She's an extension of me. She's just a further emphasized mystical, magical version of me. That is her design. So I am not Kharrma, and I'm not going to be a good VTuber unless I'm allowed to be myself. And every time that I've tried connecting with any sort of VTuber agency or company, they always want me to completely, like, they love the way that I am, they love my attitude, but they want me to completely give up my character and my design and my name. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why it is ruining opportunities for people that are VTubers, but they don't feel comfortable sharing, what they look like or doing things in real life, attending events in real life. That's on them. If they want to remain anonymous, they want to make their content that way, that's cool. They can keep doing that. Some of us, we don't want to cheat ourselves out of those opportunities. We want to make ourselves available. We want to show up. To me, it is a work ethic sort of thing, being able to show up. Do you know what I mean? And I'm chronically ill. Most days of the week, I barely feel like getting out of bed. My rheumatoid arthritis be kicking me in the butt day by day. It is a very painful thing to deal with, but like some days are better than others. That's just how chronic illness is. Anyone who deals with it knows how it is. And there's some days where I'm jumping out of bed and I'm like, wow, I know I'm going to feel like this maybe once this month. So I'm going to try to take advantage of it and do as much as I can. I'm going to show up on camera when I can. And when I can't, I still don't want it to ruin my consistency. That's the thing. Again, back to the work ethic, is like VTubing has helped me remain consistent times with my content creation where I absolutely would have taken a much longer hiatus. I would have not been consistent at all. I would have not been able to just keep showing up because there's been a lot of times where I've just did not feel ready for the camera and I could not make myself feel ready for the camera. And back before VTubing, I did that a lot because I was streaming every single day using a face camera. And let me tell you, when I look back on that part of my content creation journey, did I have the most Twitch viewers that I've ever had streaming every single day with the camera on? Yeah, totally. But how happy was I? I was stressed. I was so stressed. And let me tell you, VTubing has brought away all of that stress, and it allows me to know that no matter what, I'm always going to be able to show up on my stream and be me. I will always be able to be a version of me. And so it's just funny people trying to invalidate those of us who like to do this sort of tandem VTuber and IRL. It's just like, I wouldn't go and tell someone how to do their job. I wouldn't be like, oh, why are you, working that way? That's just not the way it should be done. But they're their own boss. Like, all of us are our own bosses when it comes to like content creation and stuff like that. So, um, just like don't go out of your way to invalidate other creators. And then as far as like viewers and fans go, telling someone that there's no point in doing something anymore because they're comfortable showing their face sometimes. No, there definitely is a point to me still being a VTuber, because it's the reason why I've continued on Twitch past what I felt like I was without VTubing. It's helped me expand my brand and showcase myself in a honestly more content brand friendly way, right? And before that, I was just a girl who sat around playing video games and smoking weed. Like, that was it. That was just me. Now that I'm a VTuber, I have like other things. Like, I've also learned more things tech-wise and stuff like that. You really become one with the scuff as a VTuber, and those were things that I just like wasn't all too versed well in prior. So, yeah, like VTubing has expanded my horizons in ways that throughout the years prior to VTubing, I just didn't have the luxury of getting to know and going through those things. So, I think that at the end of the day, if you're someone who has a bad taste in your mouth about those of us who are VTubers who also show our real faces, I'm sorry. I wish that you could just be happy for us. I wish that you could see that we are transforming the space. We are bringing that gap between the regular content creators and VTubers closer and closer together, to the point that it should be, we're all the same. Like, everyone should be the same, whether you're using a virtual character or you're using a camera. Like, we're all content creators and we're all our own bosses, and we all are on our own journey that we can decide whether or not what to do and how to feel about our content, and how it makes us feel when we're making the content is like really important. It's important to feel proud and confident. So if you're someone like me who you went through years, or maybe you didn't go through years of being on the camera, but the virtual character allowing you to further express yourself makes you feel better and helps you actually show up, I think you should do it. I think you should look into it. And also, don't feel like if you become a VTuber that you need to turn your camera off forever and you're not allowed to show your face. The whole people saying, oh, it's breaking, ruining my immersion, da da da. Like, the number one thing that I have noticed is that seems to be very immature adolescent people who care about this whole immersion thing. The majority of people who are over the age of 25, they do not seem to care about immersion. They understand you're a real person. So as someone who I definitely do not want to attract any younger audiences, that is not who my content is for, I am just really happy to start realizing that it's actually been helping me stay away from that younger audience by being someone who's a VTuber who shows her real face. And now, since I figured that out, I'm going to continue doing it because I want to attract the older VTuber audience, the people like me who grew up watching anime on TV, when it would come on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim or whatever late at night. And, growing up is like being on the internet, watching the internet change and ebb and flow, and all of the memes, how everything's been, I don't know, it's just been a whole process where you kind of like let bygones be bygones, because you know that everything is fleeting. Things come and go, trends and everything like that. And younger people who are just coming onto the internet, their whole like immersion, like, I think they are not used to change. They are not willing to grasp the changing tides, and go along with the flow. They want to try to make things remain the same, but when it comes to content creation and everything like that, it's a roller coaster, and things are constantly happening and going on all around us, and we have to adapt as content creators. So this is my PSA to anyone thinking about it on the edge or the fence like me. If you felt pressured in a way to remain a VTuber or remain a camera user. Like, you can't be somewhere in the middle. Like, you can't have a VTube model and also have your camera on at the same time. Like, I don't know if there's anyone else who feels like they can't base their VTube persona off what they look like in real life. I want y'all to know that I've seen so many people change their entire VTubing design and spend hundreds of thousands, okay, maybe not hundreds of thousands, hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars, not hundreds of thousands. Well, maybe. I'm sure there's people who spend that much on VTubing already, but you know, a lot of money. I've seen people spend a lot of money transforming themselves as a VTuber, and I've never really, I still love my very first model. It's just she doesn't have legs, so that's why I went on to using the Suica model. Um, yeah, I don't like flip flop and make a lot of changes to my design throughout the years that I've decided on her and being Kharrma, whereas I see other people who every other week they're making a change to their design and they're never happy with their design. And all it makes me think is that they're probably not basing their design on what they look like in real life. So it never feels like them. Every time they're puppeteering their VTube character or even imagining themselves puppeteering it, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't fit. They don't see their voice coming through it or anything. That's probably because if you're trying to make a character that has no resemblance of you in real life, yeah, how do you feel that way? Like, when people cast actors, they don't cast people who don't look like the role. They look for specific, you know, a hair color, eye color. You gotta fit the role. So I know there's plenty of people who can make VTubing work really, really well when they um, don't look like their VTube model, but there's some of us who we just have a hard time fitting into the shoes if it's not something that we feel aligned with. So, I got you. Just base the model off things you like in real life or what you look like in real life. And that will help you puppeteer it better. At least it's helped me. And yeah, to anyone who thinks that it's pointless or something like that, it's not, because she will always be there on the days that I don't feel like showing up on camera. And for the days that I do, it's a really cute comparison, isn't it? That's it. I just wanted to yap my 2 cents about it and why you're gonna see me showing my face, being a little hybrid tuber. Kharrma out.